What is going on, Wolfpack Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Tuffy Talk Live Show, baby. Really appreciate y'all tuning in here with us once again. We are so excited here to get rolling, and obviously got an interesting twist today. We'll go ahead and get right to it. Since it's the holiday, since we've had a couple of different people actually ask, if they could be a part of the show. I've had a couple people also to reach out in frustration or anger of some recent events that we will definitely, discuss
what
here
do
on
we
the
do
live
now?
show for sure. Yeah, what do we do?
We're trying to say is this person is Greg. Greg reached out to late and was like, I have to vent about this.
Yeah,
I need more airtime.
Yeah, right. No, but also too, yeah. So that have wanted to come on and kind of discuss their thoughts, and so if you want to do that again, all you have to do is it's basically a call in. Basically, all you do is just click the link in the description, and then you put in your name, and you just connect your audio. So again, you can do this from your phone, your tablet, your computer, you name it, and no video. And then once we get once we get to your turn, we will bring you on, and we will discuss your thoughts and questions here live on the show. So looking forward to it here. But before we get to it, make sure, again, if you haven't already, again, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bells. We got some banger episodes coming up here that we are so excited to get out here. One that actually was a bucket list one for me for quite some time that will be coming out here. First episode tomorrow, actually. So make sure you don't miss out on that. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. If you're enjoying this live show, hit that like button for us as well. We'd really appreciate that. And follow us Tuffy Talk now on Twitter and Instagram if you haven't already. Or if you don't even want to say call in either, again, obviously for those who have been a part of the live show before, just send us your comments, let us know who's here, say hey, say what's going on. Let's do it. Old Doggo says bring Jay Cook on. I know Justin follows us very well, so I know he saw it. So if he can, he will, that's for sure. So hey, the dope field's coming along. That's all I'm saying. I know he's excited right now, right?
Yeah, he dropped some pictures today. So
yeah, let's look good.
Anyone calling in, you should go first time listener or first time caller, long time listener. That needs to be your intro.
It's a classic.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah,
or do a long time caller, first time listener.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. So, but with that being said, though, got to first start off before we bring on our first caller here. Want to give our first biggest shout out to the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Lou Groza winner, Chris Dunn. Yeah, I know, Greg. I know, you any other time, but just in this case scenario, got to give a shout out to Chris Dunn.
1,000%.
Before we even take it a step further, because that guy has been absolutely unbelievable. I know that for me, it was an honor to put together that video. It was, and honestly too, I love that they paired the Narco song with it.
Correct.
Right. It's so sick. It's so cool.
I told Lindsay because I was like, the fact that they're playing this music, if it was for anybody else, it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't fit. Yeah. He's literally the best kicker in the country. So it fits. It makes sense.
Yeah. But sorry, I was typing something. I thought Michael Cancer Greg would have something to say. I'm sorry, we have 5 of us here on the call, and he's the only person that cares about Chris Dunn, So, but the one
he went to my rival high school, so I have to keep my hypeness down to a low minimum.
Well, but the one thing which I will request, though, for all those who are listening in, is please, I really want this to be spread throughout Wolfpack Nation, that when we go to the bowl game, that we should just because one thing which I loved was that in the last 2 games, I think really Wake Forest, Florida State-ish, fans started kind of catching on and clapping along with it, that we should just have a clapping along with it, even if the song's not even playing when Chris Dunn takes the field. Just
look, I agree with that completely, but we can't even clap on beat to our fight song.
You know what?
Yeah, it always ends up getting off beat.
I don't think that's ever going to work for us.
Yes.
That was a sick burn, Mackenzie.
I'm just saying. It used to make me so mad in the student section. No one would ever be together.
Everybody just goes too fast or too slow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, y'all. So with that being said, we're going to bring in our first caller here. We got Michael C. here with us. Michael, don't forget to unmute yourself. But welcome to the Tuffy Talk Live Show, man. Hope you're doing well. And this might be the Michael from our members, if I'm not mistaken. I know because I know we have another Michael. I can't remember his last name.
I think it is.
Yeah. Michael, you got us?
And we're off to a rousing start.
And we're off to a rousing start, Michael. All right, man. Michael, so we'll give you a chance here, Michael.
And that's the end of Tuffy Talks.
And that's the end. That's the end.
Hey,
now we got.
I was gonna say, I'll just turn my camera off and I'll be like, "Hey, this is Michael from North Carolina."
Yeah, no.
I love how that was the voice you used.
Yeah. All right. We'll try person number 2 and come back to you, Michael. We got Fish coming in here. Yeah. Fish, you got us? And we're doing great. All right, cool.
Maybe we should have tested this out before we did it.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, again, it's you just put your name and connect your audio. I mean, I don't know.
This is the most talk thing to happen.
There they
We're
go.
all learning as we go
we're
along.
trying. We're trying the best we can. Again, all you have to do is just when you join in, just connect your audio, put your name. I don't know, doing the best we can here. I really badly want to bring in Michael here. Michael, you got us, man. And no. All right, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Who's producing this show?
I know, right? We're doing the best we can here. All right, moving on here. All right, so let's move on to the biggest thing as well. Obviously, the official announcement of our 2 brand new coaches here. I know filled holes pretty quickly. And I know Robert Ney, first of all, because what's the proper pronunciation of the last name?
Anai.
I'm gonna annihilate you.
Annihilate you if you say my name wrong, boy. No, yeah, no. Obviously, I think that was. It seemed like throughout Wolfpack Nation, that was definitely a home run hit in terms of hires for sure. Obviously with what he did at Virginia, primarily, turning around Brennan Armstrong into a first round talent. And then going to Syracuse, and then as long as Garrett Schrader was healthy, he was making him look like a superstar. Here he comes to NC State with a young MJ Morris, and even maybe a Brennan Armstrong as well. I want to kind of get y'all's thoughts on that. What are y'all's thoughts on the rumors of Brennan Armstrong coming to State?
For me, I think about that. I think it'd be a good thing for State. I mean, when Anai was at UVA in 2021, I mean, he, when that was Devin Leary's big year, right? He was winning with 35-5, but the argument was that Brennan Armstrong threw for like almost 4,500 touchdowns. Brennan Armstrong threw 31-10.
Not 4,500 touchdowns,
4,500 yards.
That would be impressive.
That's a record.
Slip of the tongue. 4,500 yards. But
that's still
he
crazy.
He was 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I get Devin Leary was 35-5, which is much better, but not by a significant margin. I mean,
no.
And if you want somebody to come in and have immediate success, in my opinion, with a brand new, I mean, obviously Armstrong's not here yet, or maybe he doesn't come. But if he were to come, as some of the reports seem to maybe suggest that may happen, I would like that. I would welcome it. I think it'd be a really good fit. I mean, it would definitely get you very quickly to know you got a quarterback immediately who knows the entire UVA system. Now, I would love to see MJ be the starter, and I feel like it's his teams to lose, right? So, heck, you could even argue that Ben Finley has a competition there after the way he played against Carolina. He may be the quarterback at the bowl game. I don't necessarily think that'll happen. I think it'll be MJ, but you bring in a guy like Armstrong, it at least gives your competition to your quarterback room. I mean, it doesn't let MJ just think he's, I got this and nobody's going to beat me out except maybe Ben Finley. I think it'll push I think it'll push MJ to really learn the offense a lot quicker. And yeah, I think it should be good for State personally. I don't see the negative in my opinion. So
all it is competition that makes
everybody better.
MJ and whoever's behind him better. Like I think that'll just, like Macon said, push MJ to be our true QB1 and show that he can be that QB1. So
especially if you beat someone out of the caliber of Armstrong, right? If you beat him out, like that's a top tier. At least in the discussion for this year, before the season played out, like he was in the top tier of the ACC quarterbacks. Even being, he had a little Heisman buzz. Let's be real. He was, before Luke May. No, wait,
Drake May. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Before he was even in the conversation, it was Leary, Armstrong, and Tyler Van Dyke. Those were like the 3 top quarterbacks in the ACC. So, and it's no coincidence that, Armstrong had his best season last year, and Schrader had his best season this year, both with Anai as their quarterback coach / offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and I think
ahead,
we're gonna we have to take a portal QB either way. So why would you not want the guy who put up those insane numbers with your new offensive coordinator?
Yeah, and knows that offense. You know,
another thing to add, he threw for he had an over 65% completion percentage. I mean, that's really good, guys. I don't know. 2 out of every 3 passes are a completion. And a lot of those are deep shot throws. The only reason why I would say he didn't look good last year is because totally different OC, right? Totally different head coach. So a whole big change.
All 5 linemen too. It was totally new offensive linemen.
No offensive linemen that have been there the previous year. New OC, new head coach. I mean, I don't think you can beat up a guy for those kind of situation. So.
Well, and really my thoughts on it, because, obviously I kind of took the same approach to everybody else where it's like, hey, listen, Doran, coaches should not have to worry, which unfortunately in today's age, a lot of coaches have started to kind of look at this way, but you can't really look at it as, I don't want to hurt this guy's feelings per se, more as much. Now, I know that again, unfortunately with the transfer portal the way it is, with NIL the way it is, which we'll definitely talk a little bit more, maybe not in this live show, but in the Tuffy Talk live show after dark episodes. But, at the end of the day, it's Doran's job to put the best product out in the field that he can. And at the end of the day, if he can bring in a guy who already knows Nye's offense inside and out, he's a guy that has been a multi-year starter. He is a guy under Nye that was a first-round talent. Then it's a consideration. Now, the one thing which I will say is I think that this can easily be a conversation just like the one he just had when he was talking about Devin Leary or MJ Morris, where it's like, do I bring in Brennan Armstrong and potentially lose MJ Morris when MJ Morris I can have for 3 years, Brennan Armstrong I only have for 1? So basically what I'm getting at is that I think that basically Doran is going to have a conversation with MJ. He's going to have a conversation with Nye. He's going to have a conversation with his offensive staff, and he's basically going to come to a conclusion that if I think that if Brennan Armstrong comes in, that's going to be more than likely because MJ agreed to the situation almost to his sword. Because if he doesn't agree to it, if he's going to leave, then you should just hold on to Leary, ideally, or made an effort to hold on to Leary, which obviously, it was just kind of a mutual consideration that Leary and Staters are just going to part ways, and fair enough. So that's kind of where I'm at with it, is that I think that if you see Brennan Armstrong, that's going to be, hopefully because MJ sees that for the long term, it can really pay off for him. It's the fact that he can finally redshirt, he can finally focus on developing. He can learn the offense. He can grow some muscle, and then he can run the offense for 2 or 3 years.
I'm going to add this though. I think this is every state fan's ultimate goal should be. Every fan, you want to win football games, right?
Amen.
If Brennan Armstrong is better than MJ Morris
right now,
and if Morris wins, I'm saying if that's the case, I want him to play. If MJ is better than Brennan Armstrong, I want him to play. I don't really care who it is. I want to win football games. It's more fun for the whole team, for players, no matter what your situation is, if you're QB 1, 2, 3, if you're winning, right? So you can swallow being, QB 3 or QB 4 if you're winning. So
potentially,
yeah. I mean, potentially. I mean, you get what I'm saying. It's if you're starting to lose,
it's all about the character of the person,
right?
Sure,
that's a fair point too.
And again, unfortunately, in today's day and age with the transfer portal, everything's up in the air. Like literally all of the offseason conversations that team used to have where it's like, okay, this guy's a sophomore, he's going to be taking over for Tanner Engel. Okay, this guy's a freshman, he's looking good. Like all that's gone now. Like now every single offseason is just going to be looking at the computer screen and just see what happens. Like
at this point, it's not even about playing time necessarily. Like it's not even about backups. I mean, you have starters leaving, and that's not even at state. It's everywhere in the country.
Everywhere.
I mean, and I know we'll probably mention Josh Harris here. I mean, he's a classic example. I mean, he had a lot of playing time this year and was going to be slotted in as number one guy. Yeah.
And I will say, technically, he could still come back, right? He could remove his name from the portal.
If the team is willing to take him back.
Just like Devin Leary technically could, but in most cases, it's probably not going to happen, right? So, but you got a fair point there.
True. All right. So, for a third time's the charm, baby, we're going to bring our guy Michael in here and see if we can finally make it happen here. Fingers crossed. Michael, don't forget to unmute yourself, man. Hopefully we got you. You can finally be on the Tuffy Talk Live show.
We good?
Yeah. Let's go. What's up, Michael? How's it going, man?
It's going good. The sports are going well for us and bad for them. So life is going pretty good right now.
Hey. Well, I'm surprised. I'm sure a lot of State fans might disagree with you on the men's basketball side, I mean, say again.
Chill. We're okay. Chill.
No, I know. But again, I'm just saying that just right now, there's
some Debbie doubters.
There's some Debbie doubters. That's all I'm saying. Like, and
there's
am I thrilled right
doubters.
now? Yeah. Well, and am I thrilled right now with what I was seeing? No. I mean, but am I saying men's basketball is over? Like, pack up the bags? No, of course not. So, Michael, so what thoughts you got, man? What questions you got, man? Appreciate you being a member, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. Obviously, Chris Dunn, no one deserves the Groza Award more. I know that Jake Moody, he was neck and neck with Chris Dunn, at least in the fan voting. He did win it last year, if I'm not mistaken. But, this year, he's no Chris Dunn.
Yeah. No, Chris Dunn, man, he's the real deal. I mean, to be able to make the stats he did, I know his 96 percentage, field goal percentage was right there. Missed one kick, but I may ask you a question, Michael. Do you think we had this discussion briefly here on a previous episode? What are your thoughts about the idea of putting Chris Dunn's name inside Carter Finley or not? Do you think it's warranted or not? With some history context there. What do you think?
I think that if it had to come just yes or no, I think yes, it could be warranted because he's the ACC leading scorer. He broke countless number of records. If they don't put his jersey up in Carter Finley, I'm not going to I'm not going to like riot or anything like that.
Well, and again, because my thought honestly is that he's done everything I think that a kicker can do at a school. Like, honestly, I'm thinking in my head going, what else could he possibly do? He broke literally your conference's scoring record. He's in your AC record.
Your school's leading scorer.
Well, yeah, your school and the conference. I mean, it's crazy enough. You're literally the Lou Groza Award winner, because that was the other thing, which I think Greg actually mentioned, was like, if you're going to talk about honoring or retiring his jersey, you need to win that postseason award to really help, kind of establish that this guy deserves to be in that conversation. And now he has, and like it was one of the greatest seasons that a kicker could possibly have. I mean, he was unbelievable, only missing one field goal the whole season. So, but again, it's that decision goes far and beyond. I mean, I'll be kind of wondering, because honestly, in my head, the only reason why you don't talk about at least honoring his jersey is because he's a kicker. That's the only reason I can really think
that would be my argument, because you look at it, you look at it the same way the Hall of Fame looks at it. What is there, like maybe two kickers in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
And then, in the NFL, I mean, college is a little different, but the NFL, there's probably 5 or 6 total kickers / punters in the NFL Hall of Fame. So they just don't value it the same as other positions.
Side note, do you think Justin Tucker is a Hall of Famer?
I do.
Oh, absolutely.
He was there. Plus, he's been a reliable kicker. He's won all the awards, been all pro Bowl, and I think he holds the record now.
Is Adam Vinatieri already in there? Or is he?
Yes, I think he just got in.
Okay.
I think he just.
Yeah, I think Justin Tucker. Yeah, that is a good point. I don't mind honoring. I think he should. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I don't. Maybe his record's broken in like next year, but I mean, I think it's pretty impressive. I mean, like ETN just did it Clemson the year beforehand, and it only lasted 1 year, right? So
exactly.
I think there's a lot to consider there. The fact that the difference to me is Mark Primani won the Lou Groza Award at NC State the last time, only the kicker to do that, and I don't recall. If he was the leading scorer in the conference that year. I don't think he was. No. I don't know. So there's a few other accolades there that Chris Dunn has over Primanti. So I think there's that whole argument of, well, we didn't put Primani up there because Chris Dunn's resume is more impressive, I think. So
easily. Yeah. So, Michael, any other thoughts, questions, man? I know obviously got the bowl game coming up. Obviously, men's basketball. We'll even talk a little bit about women's basketball here. Anything else burning here you want to mention out on here?
Yeah, a couple things come to think of it. I think that playing in a bowl game against Maryland, obviously we haven't played them in almost 10 years. And back then, according to my NCAA 11 game, Maryland was one of our rivals in quotation marks back then.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to get your thoughts. If you have a quote unquote rival and then don't play them for a certain amount of time, like several years, and then play them again, are they still your rival?
That's a great question. That was a really good question.
For me, they'll always be considered a rival, but for the players themselves that are current that have never played against them, I don't think they will get up as much as they would for a traditional rival.
We know it's going to be an emotional game for somebody, and that's Daryl. Because he just came over from Maryland.
Didn't even think about that. Daryl Jones, totally forgot about that.
He's excited, so he's going to be coming for blood. I'm sure everybody else is too, but I think he's thinking of a rivalry.
Yeah, it's interesting too. Is you ask him the example though? If it's been a few years, it's still a rivalry. I think that first thing that comes to mind is the Pittsburgh West Virginia rivalry, right?
Right.
They didn't play each other, but they still hated each other.
It's still a rivalry, sure.
That early season game they had was crazy. I really look forward to it. I really look forward to it, and it showed out. So yeah, I think it's a rivalry. I think it's more the fan base who knows what it's about. So
yeah.
I have an old coworker and friend of mine. She went to Maryland. We've already been talking smack for the last week or two. So it's not gone unnoticed by some people.
True. That's a good thought. Well, Michael, again, appreciate you tuning in, brother. We're going to let you jump off so that way we can bring in some other guys here. But again, appreciate you being a member, man. Appreciate the support, and appreciate you coming on again, man. Really appreciate it.
There you go. You can add this to your Twitter bio. First ever call in to Tuffy Talk.
Oh,
there you go.
Add that to the Twitter bio. Appreciate you, Michael.
Yep, go.
Awesome. Yeah, no, again. So again, y'all, if you want to call into the show, we got a couple others lined up here, but if you want to call in, make sure again to hit that link in the description below. We'll make sure to bring you in. And Mary Rawls, I gotta call you out specifically because we discussed earlier today. It's her birthday today, so we gotta have you click the description. Yeah, it's Mary's birthday. What? So we gotta have you click the description. We need you to join us so we can wish you happy birthday and we can talk a little bit about women's basketball because as being a former honorary coach, you must know it all in terms of women's basketball. So we gotta get you in here, Mary. So click that description, join us here, and we'd love to have you in.
Okay.
There you go, Greg. All right, we're gonna get a copyright here. All right, so
yeah, really.
How is your birthday copyrighted? Everybody,
you'd be surprised.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure.
All right. So that being said, we're going to bring in Section 10 guy. Section 10 guy, you got us here?
Yeah.
Hey,
awesome.
Just out of curiosity, where do you sit for the games?
But good one, Greg.
He goes.
Greg's
Sorry,
hilarious.
Greg, see, but second place to watch full game behind the student section. So.
There you go.
Period.
So, all right,
he said section 12.
Quick. Yeah, that's what I meant. It's a good place to. So two quick comments and a question. Number one, on Twitter, I appreciate the positivity. I think you guys represent everything that's right about being an NC State fan, and
it's not easy.
I appreciate that. So, yeah, no joke. But I appreciate that. Enjoy following you. Also, thank you. Number two, Chris Dunn should have his number honored. It should be a done deal. That was my little opinion on that. That should be. So what do you guys think is the biggest obstacle, the biggest barrier, the thing that's standing in the way of our football team next year from crossing that threshold from above average football program in the ACC to elite program in the ACC? If you would have asked me at the end of this year in August, I'd be like, man, there's not much standing in the way. Maybe running, maybe receiver. Buddy Rodney would say he was never a Tim Beck fan and would say that would stand in our way. But what do you guys think is what is that obstacle next season? Because I see these boos that are happening after the season, only and I know we haven't been in our bowl game, but I'm freaking getting pumped up for next year. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, if you were to ask me, I would say two things. One, and this is going to be like just such a generic answer, so I'll go ahead and get it out of the way. But injuries definitely did not help us whatsoever. I mean, definitely a guy like Trent Penix, for example, who coming into the season, a lot of people really circle as like this is a guy that could break out this season. He could be that dynamic guy for us that could do so many things for us. Losing him within the first quarter or two of the ECU game definitely hurt for sure. And then obviously with Leary, with Chambers, because again, I mean, by the time after the Clemson game, we were 4-1, only losing to Clemson. And I think that, now if you had Leary against Syracuse, would that have won that game? Not sure. But that 6-1, half a dozen of another. But and then secondly, I would say, definitely a little bit of a question mark of what happened with the offense. Now, was that Leary's fault? Was that Tim Beck's fault? Not sure. But I think we all, when we watched the ECU game, we said, I think that's a little bit of a fluke. That doesn't seem right. But come to find out that there actually was a story there of that maybe there is an issue of with the offense. But Michael, Kens, Greg, what are y'all's thoughts?
Yeah, I think it was just that explosive aspect of our offense, being able to score quickly. Going forward, looking at next year, hopefully, new offensive coordinator brings some of that to our offense. Yeah. And, this year we didn't need to have like a top 20 offense. Like we just needed to have like a top 50 offense that was capable of, moving the ball pretty much every time they had it. And that just wasn't there this year.
And then third thing, we needed DJ Uyunglele to play against us like he did against UNC. So
yeah,
that was another thing too. Greg, Macon, y'all, anything else?
Yeah, just for me for next year, it's good to see how these young guys step up into their new roles. There's going to be a lot of people, especially on the offensive line, and then some linebackers. There's going to be another position group, and then even secondary. And I just mentioned a couple, but then so that's number one for me. Number two is how fast does our offensive guys pick up the new scheme?
Yes.
And what wrinkles are there to where we can utilize? Because here's the one thing I don't think we did a really good job of this year is utilizing our team speed, especially on offense. We had a lot of wide receivers that could burn, and we just didn't push the ball downfield. So maybe I'm hoping for a little bit more of that to offset. Because we're gonna have to score more points next year. I think our defense will be good. I don't think it'll be as good as this year. So for me, those are kind of the things that I'll be looking for to see if we can take that next step up.
So section 10 guy, go ahead, Kens.
No, it's okay.
Well, no, I just wanted to get, because hey, believe it or not, we actually are full. We actually have so many people waiting right now, to get in here. But making Kens, anything
but I wanted to hear
that we hadn't mentioned
so badly. She was so
yeah, Kens, go girl. You go.
I mean,
I'm not holding you back.
I'm just the thing that always that's gotten me recently is just how much damage is going to happen in the transfer portal. Honestly, like I feel like the amount of talent, whether knock on wood, hopefully we don't lose, but if we do, will we have that same talent coming back in to fill those spots? And I think that will definitely make us it'll make us or break us for next season.
But let's put it all in focus from Kens's perspective. One, it doesn't already matter because we're already elite, and two, we're going undefeated next year.
Period. Natty champs, baby.
There it is.
Let's go.
Boom.
Perfect. Awesome.
Perfect. Great answer.
Awesome. Thank you, Section 10 guy. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so
guys.
much for the support. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers. Go
Thank
back.
All right, thank you. Go back, baby. Awesome. Well, we got to keep on going right to it because we got a bunch of people waiting here. Keep the party rolling. So we got to bring in somebody near and dear to our heart here. Mary Rawls, the first ever non-family member supporter and fan of Tuffy Talk. That will always be remembered. Mary, you got us loud and clear? Not yet. Mary, you got us here? Oops. All right, we'll come right back to you, Mary. We're gonna bring in somebody that I'm assuming Kens might know.
Oh, God.
Nana.
Do we got Nanny? Do we got Kens' grandmother in here with us?
But do we get a picture? No, we just had a voice.
Nana is present. Nana is present.
Let's go, Nana.
Love it.
Nana,
this is the only woman that I would say is a bigger state fan than me. This woman is crazy.
Wow.
That's true, baby.
Crazy.
I taught you from the time you were a toddler who were you were going to pull for, no doubt about it.
Let's go, Nana.
We have another Tuffy Talk first. The first grandma ever to call in to Tuffy Talk.
We love it.
Nana, what do you think about basketball?
Listen, we're gonna have to go some, but I'm expecting this new guy that's supposed to start. He better be bringing something big. He better be bringing to the court now.
Well, he's pretty big himself, so I think he'll be bringing something big for sure.
Yeah. He's like 7 foot, so
it would really be good to to stir up a little trouble this year with Carolina and Duke and some of those teams. So I'm waiting for this. We've been on the low totem pole for the past couple of years.
I don't know if we've been on the totem pole, Nana. We're like the rocks next to the totem pole.
Yeah.
So I'm really
awesome.
I'm really getting excited about it. I really am.
We couldn't tell, Nana. We couldn't tell that you're excited at all.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
We love you, Nana.
Awesome.
You hang in there.
Nana of the year right there.
Thank you, Nana, for joining us. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I love hearing you guys.
You're awesome. Go.
I love your perspective on things.
Oh, you're the best.
Well, really
Thank you, Nana, and go Pack. All right.
Nana, the check's in the mail for saying that. We love you.
Right.
Thank you, Nana. Awesome. Hey, hey, Kens, that was good stuff right there. That was a first right there. Love to hear stuff like that.
That was worth the price of admission tonight.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. All right.
And we're and to think we're giving this away for free to our fans. Come on.
I know.
Right.
I know. So next we're going to bring in here a friend of the channel as well, Colby Pleasance, with a awesome little graphic there that we love. Love to see that. Colby, you got us loud and clear?
Do you hear me?
Yep,
Yes,
we got you. You got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me. This is a very cool experience. I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing for NC State football. Great hires with the offensive line and offensive coordinator. At least we don't have to deal with Tim Beck for another year.
That's two for not Beck. So
let me ask you, Chloe, though. Let me ask you your opinion. What is it about Beck you did not like? So just speaking for the voice of the fans who don't like him.
So I'm a former quarterback myself.
Cool.
And I would not want to play in Beck's system. I'm just letting you guys know. Just a lot of, behind the lines. I was a quarterback that liked to run, so I would like that part. The quarterback draws would have been nice, but running behind guys that can't block, it's kind of hard. I'm just, I was a big vertical guy too. I love throwing down the field. And it's just, Beck just really loved those screen plays and then a lot of stuff that was behind the sticks, it seemed like. And I just, as a former quarterback myself, I don't like that.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts, Colby, on the new offensive coordinators scheme? Like, do you see a big change there? Or does his offense excite you a little bit more, or fit the personnel that we have?
Speaking from like a former quarterback's perspective.
Yeah, definitely curious your
thoughts. It's exciting. I watch football games like it's like film. Kind of a religious thing.
Yep.
But that's just because I was a huge film junkie. But from what I could tell, Anai's system is very balanced, in my opinion. He runs the ball well. I mean, he had Sean Tucker, probably one of the best running backs in his system. Between Garrett Schrader and Brendan Armstrong, I mean, he had two good solid quarterbacks. If I could, if I could give you guys a comparison, my skill set when I played was kind of a mixture between Armstrong more. I could run, but I was a pocket passer. I could throw pretty much any route. Usually I had pretty good receivers. And my running back actually was TJ Logan, if you guys know of him.
Whoa. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Colby's just name dropping is what he's doing.
Just name dropped that TJ Logan there. Yeah.
That's my boy. I love TJ.
Okay, fair enough.
You know he's a tar. You know he's a tar hole, but
it happens.
Yeah, nobody's perfect. So
make poor life decisions.
But a nice system fits a QB like Armstrong. It fits a QB like MJ, and it even fits a QB like Ben Finley. And I just like a lot of this sets he has. The running, he runs a lot of sets with like tight ends, which when I played, we ran shotgun and I formation a lot. And with how our I formation was set up is, they would screen open the tight end to get open as the first read. And basically, I see that a lot with a nice system. He always wants the tight end kind of open, and that's what I forget the Syracuse guy that burned us.
Gadsden.
Yeah, Gadsden. Yeah.
Greg knew it like that.
Yeah.
That guy's a tight end, by the way. That guy's a tight end.
Yeah.
He's not he's not technically a wide receiver. He's a tight end.
Right.
Yeah. No.
So
it'll be.
He's gonna probably give Penix a lot of love.
I agree with you on that. I completely agree with you. So yeah, I know Colby. Obviously, we wanted to kind of get your thoughts on Tim Beck, but what other thoughts or questions did you have, my man?
So I wanted to talk about the basketball team.
Go for it.
Men's and women's. So I played football, but I also played basketball, and basketball was actually, technically soccer was my best sport, but I love basketball. Basketball was
I can barely tie my own shoes.
But basketball was my love, and I love state basketball. They made me pull my hair out a lot last year, and
no doubt.
As a diehard state fan like myself, it was really hard to watch, but I really see a difference with this team, this men's team. And I really think, Dusan going down was actually a big deal. I mean, he was a big, huge rebounder. As we've seen from Burns, Burns is a scorer, not a rebounder. And I'm hoping Isaiah Miranda, the 7-1 guy we just picked up, who's going to enroll early. I hope he can contribute right away and be able to help get this team in the right position. And then going to the women, I've always loved our women's basketball team. Went to the Sweet 16 game when they played Kentucky. I believe that was Aces last year, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
I went to that game with my dad, and it's such a fond memory I have.
Yeah.
And I feel like these women, they got some. I'm sorry, but they got some balls, man. They're so strong-willed and they're so tough. It's so nice to watch. I wish I kind of wish the men would kind of act like them, but that's just really what
you just want to play a little harder, right, Colby?
Yeah. I was one of those guys that was kind of a bruiser. So,
Well, and obviously too, Colby, we'll definitely talk a little bit, because I know definitely my first reaction, which as most of anybody who follows us saw, was that really it was that last minute 30 that I was just sitting there going like, like a dumbfound on my face, like, what are we doing right now? What is this right now? And it just kind of everything fell apart. But
yeah, well, if I'll just do this real quick.
Yeah,
I kind of see what Keats is trying to do. He's trying to cater to what bigs he has. As a big man, I played power forward and small forward. I was technically a wing.
We're learning a lot about you today, Colby. I like it.
Yeah. kind of an open book kind of guy.
Sure.
But I just see Keats kind of schemes around what bigs he has around on the court. And I just think Ernest Ross, man, I don't think he's a 4. I don't think he's a 5. And I really am starting to think that he's just like a small 3. Because I don't know, he's just not ready. He really isn't. Yeah, and I really think EB should get the playing time, so is Gant. And then, I mean, if Miranda's ready to go, put Miranda in. We need length. We need to compete with these bigger teams in the ACC, and I hope Keats realizes that. But thanks for letting me join, man. I'm a huge fan, so I love being here.
I appreciate you, Colby. Yeah. I know. We'll let Macon kind of add to your thought a little bit as we bring in the next guy who I know is going to be talking men's basketball. But appreciate you, Colby. Thanks so much for the support and thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, Macon. So what are your thoughts on Colby's comments?
There's a lot there. I think I'll start with Miranda. So he made the comment. So for those who don't know, as Isaiah Miranda is a high school commit who just committed like last week. He's already on campus. He's going to be wearing number 3 for NC State. And I think what helps him is that State doesn't run a ton of offense that's unique, and they don't run a ton of defense that's unique. So I don't think it's going to take him that long to be acclimated, right?
Yeah. In fact, he's already ready.
Yeah, he might be the starter. But I think this guy is totally different type of athlete, guys. You don't see 7-foot centers being able to handle the basketball and drive to the basket.
I've been watching that Shaq documentary. He's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I mean, but it's this. You don't see many players who can do that at his size, and I'm going to tell you what's going to be really fun to watch, guys. Is particularly more with him than with Dusan or DJ. Is transition basketball. I already mentioned the guys here. Man, that's a guy who played high school just a few weeks ago, and he's gonna be on a college basketball court. You don't think he's gonna want to go run and get some dunks if he can, alley oops if he can help it there? I could totally see Jarkel with Terquavian and Isaiah Miranda running down the court with Jack Clark going to the wing. I just think there's a whole lot of options there, particularly in transition games. So. I think State should use that honestly to their benefit. I think State should run as much as they can up and down the court playing fast basketball. But at the 3 or 4 position, I don't see whatchamacallit, the guy's name, E.B. Duwana. I don't see him as a 3. I don't really see Ernest Ross as a 3. I see them both as 4s. I see Ernest more as a 4 that needs to add some muscle mass, in my opinion. I see EB as like a 4-5 kind of player. EB, I feel like if he could get a couple post moves and really learn to do that, I think he'd get like a hook shot. I think he'd be a really effective player. I think in both him
if you give him DJ's offense, he'd be like, because like DJ can like pass and shoot around the rim like nobody's business.
Yeah, but I just I don't know. I don't see them as true 3s. And then I think we've already touched on that stuff. But we want to talk more basketball. We get to the next call-in person, Leighton.
Yep. Yeah. No. I know this guy will be definitely dying to talk some men's basketball here. As he messaged me right after saying, I want to come on and talk. So with that being said, we're going to bring on Mr. Daniel Folk himself. Daniel, I know you just unmuted yourself, but welcome to the show. I know from your picture, I know from your messages, I know you've been dying to talk some men's basketball. So with that being said, welcome to the Tuffy Talk live show, man.
Appreciate it, man. I had a feeling you were talking about me. I wanted to talk basketball, but I kind of got kicked off a minute ago and was on Twitter, and I want to get Ken's on this because I want her to go ham on this dude. The Devin Carter situation.
Oh,
you guys weren't the first to post that, correct?
About what?
No,
about him
Carter leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, we went to the first. No, it was. I think Coach Doran said it
or something.
Doran I think said it
in the
Doran
press
said it
conference.
during the press conference. It wasn't like it was.
So I
that's what makes it
messaged.
so. Come on, why are you saying, Mackenzie?
Oh, I was saying I messaged Devin after it because he told me he was going to give me a 24-hour notice because of how emotional I've been lately, and so I wasn't ready for it. So I messaged him like saying, "Well, congrats! Like I'm gonna miss you." Blah blah blah. And he's like, "Kenzie, I haven't. Nothing's been decided yet." And I was like, "Oh, well, you might want to go check Twitter."
Right. My point is though, Dev Doran came out on a press conference and basically said the only player that is
definitely
in
out
the draft at this point is Devin Carter. He said that. It wasn't like Pack Pride or Inside Pack Sports or random accounts, whatever posted it. It was literally the head coach saying that.
And then after Pack Pride went with it, and then the Wolfpacker went with it, and I think that's when we started picking up on it. I think it was after the Wolfpacker. Yeah.
Who's talking junk? Let's hear it.
Dude, Chris Johnson, he just tagged Tuffy talking.
Oh,
like
don't. He's a troll.
I'm like, this guy.
He's a troll.
Oh, I know.
I'm not allowed to say anything.
I just want Kenzie aware of it. So
we don't.
I'm not allowed to say anything. You're gonna get me in trouble by Leighton. He's right here.
We don't engage with him.
No, no, that's yeah.
I'll handle it, Daniel.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but before basketball, I missed kind of the first half of the show. I want to talk about the QB situation. Like, how real do we think this Brennan Armstrong thing is, and what would that do for
there's legs?
QB.
Well, legs. I mean, hey, you got the OC, you got the offensive line coach coming to them, and he's already transferring. Why not go do that? You got a better chance to win here than you do at UVA.
And he knows the ACC.
The most chance for success probably right here again because you know the offense. And he looked bad last year, relatively speaking. He could go back to having another 4,500 yard season, not touchdown, like I said earlier. So, I mean,
but we'll take 4,500 touchdowns.
Yeah. So
I mean, easy.
Well, and also too, because again, Daniel, like I was saying, because pretty much in my head, the only way that Brennan Armstrong does come is if MJ pretty much agrees that that for his long term, success as a career, that he could take a year, develop, grow some muscle, he can learn the offense, and then he can run the offense for 2 or 3 years, depending on how long he wants to play here. And then, he can kill it from there. So, it really just comes down to, because that's why in my head, I'm thinking I would love that scenario, because that means next year we're going to kill it. And then for the next 2 or 3 years after that, we're going to kill it. Why? Because we have Brennan Armstrong and then MJ Morris for 2 or 3 years.
And not to be funny about it, but he knows he's one play away from being the guy again.
Yeah.
True.
And the competitiveness in our QB room already is like, that's going to make it 10 times better at practices. Like, cause they're all going to be fighting for that one spot. Even Ben Finley. Like, I think I think that Carolina game put a little fire under him it's really,
it's kind of like Ben Finley's kind of thinking, why not me? Right. Ben Finley can think that. So
he's like, it can be me. So I think that they're all going to be going at it over the summer. So we have no idea who. There's no telling who our QB one's going to be.
And that's why it's got to be clear that, even if Brennan Armstrong does come, that doesn't mean that MJ should say, okay, well, I'm just going to chill. Like, still compete. See if you can beat him out. Why not? But
even better. If he does, that's even more encouraging that MJ will.
Sure,
that makes you look even better.
Go for it.
Yeah. No, I love it. I'm like Greg said earlier. I think we're going to have to score points next year. And we're just going to need whoever's the best to be up there, period.
Yep. Well, because I truly do think that, if you can bring in a guy not bring in, if between MJ and Brennan, you can have a guy that you feel really confident about, a quarterback that can run this offense as what we've seen with with the wide receivers we're going to have, with offensive line we're probably going to have. Offense should be pretty darn good next year. But again, obviously, time will tell as, what happens with transfer portal, who do we bring in, who leaves, whatever, but, what are your thoughts on that, Daniel? Anything else you want to add to that piece?
No, I just want to get to basketball now and just ask, what are we doing? What does Kevin Keats do every day? Because I don't know.
We have them right where we want them.
Dude,
we're about to go off.
Dude, I asked myself that same question. Like, I mean, someone put up a stat here, Daniel, and it's probably going to blow your mind, break your heart like it did mine. But State in the last 14 ACC games, State is 1-13.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
They've literally only won one ACC basketball.
Georgia Tech.
When
Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Georgia Tech.
When you run a high pick and roll or ISO offense, and if that doesn't work, you just say, "Hey, go out there and do something." That's kind of going to happen.
Well, that and you go cold from 3-point land and you keep putting them up.
I that's what I was messing late the other night. I'm like, I don't understand why we're not changing anything at all. There's no adjustments to what's going on.
To be honest with you, I just don't. Yeah, now you're trying to get me mad. I think it's just because
I was mad the other night.
Keep going, Daniel. I like mad making.
I really think it. I just I don't want to get my mind. I just don't think Keats runs a lot. I just don't. I mean, I think he, it
doesn't feel
maybe when he came from Wilmington. I mean, maybe we should have studied that a little more. What was he really running at Wilmington to be so successful there? Some guys are just really good mid-major coaches.
You answered your own question there.
Right. Maybe he's just not there. I just think when you get to Power 5 basketball, you've got to be able to run plays and schemes and, maybe we do a triangle and 2. We do a box and 1 on defense or, we played Kansas the other night. We played the Kansas the other night, and it was like there's a back and forth 3 times, and it was Kansas who had to basically slow down the tempo because the teams were both getting out of hand, and he just kind of said, we're going to run a play here, and it got settled. And I don't even remember they scored there, but you never see Keats do that.
No,
I just don't think. I don't want to say this sound bad, but I don't know if I don't say he doesn't know how to because obviously just pick a play, but just like. Does he want to? I think that's probably more of it.
I can't say anything because I don't want to get blocked again. So
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Right? Yeah. I love you, Kevin Keats.
No.
Yeah. But speaking, like you said, on defense, there was no adjustments. We just ran man switch all night. Yep. And it obviously stopped working in the second half.
Tell me one game where they don't do that.
And I'll tell you right now, he got out coached by Larranaga because Larranaga knows how to coach.
Oh, yeah.
He took George Mason to the Final Four. Of course, he knows how to coach.
Is it more of a?
That's my point.
Right.
Is it more of a player thing or a coach thing? It happens every year.
Look, you're the adult in the room.
I know the answer to that question.
Yeah, it's the coach.
No. I'm about if you're throwing up threes and not hitting them, that's a coach's job for you to be like, stop. Correct.
But okay.
I feel like that's kind of
okay. Yeah. Then now you're getting more of a philosophical.
Now you're talking about Jack Clark. Jeez, please.
No,
I'm just saying, that happens every year. They just feel like they're just going to keep throwing it up to get hot, and it just never happens. And that is what drives me crazy.
Right, they try to shoot themselves out of a shooting slump.
Right.
So let's really focus on this. So really, from the point that Miami took the lead, really the last minute 30 seconds. That's where you as a coach make your money. That is where you as a coach and everything you did during the offseason, that's where all your play calling, that's where all your preparation, that's where it comes to fruition when it's a 2-point game with a minute 30 seconds left. And basically from there, you had DJ Burns throw up a crazy shot. You had Terquavian throw up a 3 off balance. You had Jarkel Joyner doing the same thing, throwing up 3 off balance. And then you had Terquavian missing 3 straight free throws to end the game. And it just seemed like it was just chaotic, and then we weren't staying with it defensively. We were giving up easy baskets. Like that last minute, 30 seconds was the absolute definition of just what that, what was that? Like, we lost our bricks to, for lack of a better term, like simple as that. That's my issue is that And the one thing which I will say to you, Daniel, the beautiful thing, honestly, in my head, and you may say this isn't beautiful, but really it's black and white. And I think everything I've seen, even Joe Ovi said this today, that either Keats goes to the tournament or he doesn't. If he does, he stays. If he doesn't, he goes.
I still don't think he's gone. I don't think he's gone.
And again, because I'll
start maybe not, my freaking self if he's not gone.
But
so
again, I think it'll get to a point where, I mean, if he doesn't make the tournament, he will officially have only made it to one his very first year. He should have made it to second one if COVID didn't screw it, and then third one. He should have made it, but he didn't. But listen, at some point we got to cross over the bridge where the NCAA tournament is not a goal.
We don't get to leave it to them.
It's not a goal. Yeah. It's a byproduct.
And go ahead, Greg. You're
no. I was just gonna. The only point I'm gonna say. The only reason, and I'll say it again till the end of the year is done. The only way he's not gonna be gone is that buyout, because he just got an extra year on his contract, and we need to come up with I think it's $8 or $10 million to buy him.
Daniel's got that.
Right?
Wow. Yeah. Right.
Macon, I know you know those numbers better. Is it 8? Is it 10? Do you know?
Well, you say I know those numbers because Google's my best friend.
Well, I just know you cover you're way.
Yeah, I think it's close. I think it's closer to 10.
Why are we making deals with someone that's been to the tournament for that much money?
But see, here's the
extra year. He got the extra year because of the sanctions by the NCAA, and that's actually common practice. So
nobody's rewarded Kevin Keats in the last 2 or 3 years. I can tell you that. It's a matter of he had a contract when he first got hired. He did well the first year, so he got an extra 2 years.
Right, because they made the tournament.
And there's a clause built into his contract when he was first hired because of the whole scandal stuff with Mark Gottfried, because if you're going to be a coach coming into a Power 5 conference with a scandal, I want to have some security. Yeah. Yep. So nobody's rewarding him. You were 2 years ago.
Oh, you won one conference game. Here's another year.
Right. No one's doing that, but it's
he did make history last year. I mean, if you want to look at it from that perspective.
Yeah. So. Well, and unfortunately too, there's always going to be state fans thinking about that 24-point game against Virginia Tech. It's just always, unfortunately, going to be that dark cloud hanging over his head. That's just such a tough thing, which unfortunately Macon and I had to watch that game in person with blood coming out of our eyes. So,
it's not often you see your football team score more against Virginia Tech than your basketball team.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Daniel, any final thoughts or questions, my man?
I'm good, man.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Before we hang up here, I'm looking it up here. PackInsider.com says the buyout. It says here, if NC State were to decide to part ways with Keats at the end of the upcoming season, being this season, the buyout due to him would be $6.75 million. So not as bad.
Okay,
still a lot.
Yeah, that's still a lot.
Yeah.
All right, then you have to pay your next coach. I guess we could suffer another year.
So you basically do have to come up with $10 million because you need 6.75 to buy him out and another 4 or 5 to buy the next one in.
Yeah.
But just so you know, the number, just to move forward, it's about $7 million right now. So face value.
Okay. Yeah, but again, Daniel, I'm assuming that I can commit you for $20. Can I commit you to that?
I think he'd probably be willing to do whatever to get
the taxpayers pay my salary. So.
Oh, there
Me
you go.
too, buddy. So when you say the taxpayers pay your salary, that means you and I both got no money.
Hey, and let me rephrase this, man. I think Daniel's here to say this. Nobody wants to see state basketball do bad. I want Kevin Keats to do
of course.
I want us to look good. But it's just not happening.
No. I'm like you. I don't think
they get us at the beginning of every season.
And again, the beautiful thing about basketball is it takes one game to turn everything around. I mean, we have the talent to do it. We have technically the assistants, from what we've seen resume wise that can do it, and help Keats do it. So, and again, there's a lot of basketball still to be played. I mean, UNC is looking terrible right now, but I mean, look what they did last year,
right?
Right.
Them as the case example.
Not to say we're going to turn around and win a national champion or compete for a national championship.
No, but I'm just saying there's time to turn it around and still make a tournament. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. All right, Daniel. Thank you so much for joining us, man. Thank you so much for the support and thanks for calling in.
Yeah, man. Go Pack.
Go Pack, baby. Awesome. Well, with that being said, we're going to bring on our last caller who has been waiting so patiently. The one, the only, Mary Rawls with B. What's going on, Mary?
Hey, I hope this works. Did it work?
We got you.
Mary. It worked. I got Caleb here too. So.
Hey, awesome. Well, first of all, Mary, happy birthday again.
Thank
I mean,
you.
what? Turning
25,
turning 21, right?
Yeah, 21, plus a few years maybe.
No. Well, first of all, again, I mean, you got to get your thoughts. I mean, obviously women's basketball, we haven't even talked about it, but obviously, Jada Boyd has been, dealing with something, not really sure exactly what it is. And then obviously Diamond Johnson, going down. I think everybody's every Wolfpack Nation person just skipped a beat. But luckily enough, I mean, she pretty much spread the news herself that it was an ankle sprain. That she'll be back here soon. And I think I saw with Ryan Williams or Wolfpack Stats that would basically said that, I mean, pretty much the next couple of games are doable.
Yeah,
without her, but then pretty much I think it's the UNC game, which I think is in January, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, we have Duke coming up too, and Duke's an improved program.
Yeah, Duke is, I'm not worried about Duke, but I mean,
they're better.
Isn't Kara Lawson? Isn't that her name?
Yep.
At Duke, yeah. I think she's got a good program she's got over there, and so I'm excited for that game. But also I'm hoping Diamond can be back, but I doubt she'll be back for that. We've got Clemson on Thursday, which I'm not too concerned about.
Davidson,
that's right. Clemson's our first ACC game, which is coming up.
Yep.
I think next
Sunday.
week.
Yep. Sunday.
Yep.
So, which I'm not too concerned about either. But I think we've got a good team. I think Westmore does a really good job at building a balanced team. You've always got players like one will step up when one isn't shooting too hot. So that's always really impressive to watch. With Diamond out, she was how we went to the game that she went down in, and that was rough to see. I'm glad she's okay. Hoping that I was impressed. I think Isaiah had a really good game, and that when she came in, I felt like our post players were not hitting on much the game yesterday.
It was a struggle yesterday.
It was. I was like, man, they couldn't get anything inside, and then it just seemed like they were just kind of just getting beat all the time, whether it was boxing out, rebounds, whatever it was.
They were shooting from bad angles too on a lot of them. Like they were under the basket. Like I know River put up a couple of shots. I'm like, you're a little too deep under the basket for that shot. But
yeah, true.
But I mean, I think our outside players, and I think Jakia Brown Turner, she's done a good job at leading the team. I don't know if she's had as many standout games as I thought she was going to have, but I think there's a lot of season left. And I think she doesn't have to have standout games, but that leadership is really important on the court.
Well, and again, I mean, I think honestly, this early season, you honestly want the players that you don't know much about to honestly have more of the breakout games, like Sanaya Rivers finally did, Mimi Collins did, Madison Hayes, I think is, borderline, steady right now. Yeah. So, I mean, it's good to see, that, you're like, whoa, there it is with Sanaya. But yeah, I mean, with Shakia, it's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So,
but Mary brings up a good point. It's at any given night, any player can step up and score 15 to 20 points. And you'd be like, oh, great. Didn't see that coming from her tonight, but she did it. And we have 6-7 players that are capable of putting up 15 plus points in any given game.
Yeah. Right. Which is really, that's what I love about our women's basketball team and what Westmore has built, is that it could really be anyone.
I mean, Diamond had 14.
Experience.
Yeah, Diamond had 14 points halfway through the second quarter when she went out. So, I mean, she was on par for a 30-35 point game yesterday.
Yeah, Caleb made that
unstoppable.
Comment. Yeah, she was on fire. So, and I thought, I mean, USF, they ran the ball, I think, pretty well. There was a couple of plays they ran that I was just like, wow, they ran that very, gosh, man, so smooth. And I was like, I think they're going to probably be a tournament team. And
they were last year.
It was it was a good game. We never were really in threat, but it was a good game to watch, and they were a good game, or a good team to match up against.
Absolutely. Well, Mary, again, I know, when you're messaging me, you were saying that your husband Colby had some thoughts, and I don't want to tell you, because then you're the birthday girl, so you could talk when as much as you like, but then I just want to make sure that to let you know that whenever you do want to pass it to Colby, that
Caleb,
sorry, Frank, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. But yeah, no, Caleb, whenever you do, by all means. But let me ask you this, who has been your biggest surprise so far from the women's basketball side?
I think I've enjoyed watching Sanaya play. We didn't get to see her a lot because she was at, I think, South Carolina. So I've been really pleased watching her play. I think she's really kind of rolled into our offense. And she's fun, and they played a video of her yesterday that was really cute, that she was like, she loves NC State supporters. She's like, all the old people sitting on the sideline cheering us on.
We do have a lot of
and that was one of her favorite parts, and that just really endeared me to her. I thought that was really cute.
The old people love women's basketball.
Yeah,
right?
They
really do.
Yes, they do. So I thought that was really, I mean, to notice that and to call that out was really nice. And that's not really basketball related, but I thought it really endeared me to her.
The old people love it because none of that high flying fancy stuff. It's just fundamental basketball.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Mary, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How close are you guys to having baby?
I am 32 weeks as of yesterday, so we've got about 8 more weeks. I'm holding out hope, y'all. Fingers crossed that baby Whitby can stay in there until after the play for K game, because I'm due the 5th.
Okay.
The play for K game is the 6th, so I'm like, he needs to like kind of stay in there until after that game, because we play Virginia Tech, and this is the first year my mom has beaten breast cancer, so I want to
awesome.
have her walk out on the court. So I'm really hoping he holds out till then.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Macon, did you have a thought? I saw you throw your.
No, I'm
throw
good.
your finger.
I'm good. I was.
Okay.
Good.
Just chuckled at the baby comment. Yeah, no, I feel you on that for sure. So I am interested because I know you were messaging me, Mary, saying that that y'all that Colby had some
Caleb.
You said Colby. Said Colby in your messages, Mary. That's what threw me off.
No,
you said it.
About Colby Pleasant's the star quarterback.
Oh yeah, Colby the star quarterback. Yeah, no, the mental legend. Yeah, no, yeah. No,
it's good to hear his thoughts. Because he watches all the sports, which is really nice to hear, because we don't covering all the sports, and it helps me stay updated.
Yeah, no. So, well, again, hey, it's been a lot of fun so far. Well, again, Mary, I do want to, again, wish you once again a happy birthday. Thank you so much for tuning in, and again, hopefully you enjoy the rest of your birthday evening.
Yes, thank y'all so much, and hopefully I'll see y'all at a women's basketball game or a wrestling tournament, wrestling match.
Absolutely.
Or I guess football is almost done, and hopefully maybe a couple of men's basketballs. I might make an appearance to a couple of those as well.
Absolutely, we need to
save your money.
Me too. Thank you, Mary. Wow.
I actually didn't buy season tickets to men's basketball this year, but my husband and his dad did. So I'll go to a couple and his dad can go.
Greg, that was terrible. All right, Mary. Well, thank you so much. Enjoy your night. Go Pack.
Go Pack, y'all.
Go Pack. I'm just joking. I'm going to some games. I'm going to a few games. I'm going to some games. I got tickets to 3 games.
Yeah.
Shout out to Greg for getting me in Hannah's hotel room too. I just want to throw that out there. He's a freaking savior for Charlotte.
So we have one more caller here who's been patiently waiting. So I do want to bring him. I know that we're running to a little bit into time, but
a little bit to the end of time.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, hey, we first of all, thank you all so much for tuning in. We got to be faithful
to the fans and to the members.
No, exactly. Well, we got here with us Daniel, who just unmuted. Welcome to the Tuffy Talk live show. Thank you for patiently waiting, and we're excited to have you, man.
Greg, as you said, it was first time caller, long time Tar Heel hater.
There you go.
There you go.
Amen. So what?
One question. With them, the basketball team, we hadn't talked about the jerseys. I think we need to start a petition to keep the jerseys.
I mean, you were wanting it. You want to know. Why don't you keep wearing them until you lose them?
That's true.
Exactly.
We're talking about the basketball jerseys, right?
Yes, the 83 when they honored them Tuesday.
So that whole thing, now you're gonna get me mad again. That whole thing bugs me. Like those things are sweet. They look so much sharper, and they just look so much classic NC State. The fans love them more. Why would you go back to anything different unless there's something in the contract that says you have to have Adidas develop a brand new jersey with a new look? Unless it's something like that. I don't.
Well, they did. That was a new look for this year.
But you know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Special event jersey, like. let's just something like that. Why would you not make that your jersey?
Yeah, they're not even selling that version of that jersey this year anyway, so it's not like they're like making money off of it. No, I'm talking about either version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, I agree. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, if Adidas was smart and put that on the market, those would have sold like hotcakes. Like, they would have sold out of them.
Oh, for sure. Oh, well, it's just like when they sold some merchandise for a little bit with the diamond logo on it. You know, that stuff went like hotcakes.
Yeah, during the 15th anniversary. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, we're all with you, Daniel. That definitely they should stay around for sure. Just like I know that probably a lot of state football fans also agree that we're dying to see the all red come back as well. So fingers crossed with
that. And getting that lighted red shirt that Doran had on at the Carolina game. You can't find that anywhere.
They had a version of that shirt a couple years ago. They had an Adidas lighted red shirt.
I think it's an old one.
It is an old one. Yeah, that's about 3 or 4 years old. They do have one at the red and white shop that's made by Champion. It's got a front and the back, and then on the back it says light it red. So plug the red and white shop. We just bought that shirt back in October. So if you're looking for something similar, they definitely have that over there.
Yeah.
But quick story, I will always be a lifelong Pack fan. I met Mr. Battle. He comes to my gym. He is from the 83 team. And as soon as I walked in and I saw him, I recognized who it was. And I just got so excited. And he come over and says, "You know who I am?" I said, "Absolutely." And just talking to him through the meeting him, he gets my number, has me come to his birthday party and lets me meet all the guys at the 83 team. And then really he calls me later after that, because I've seen him several times and started striking up conversation. Asked me, could he put me in his will after he passes away to give me some of his stuff that he's got through the years.
The heck?
Wow, what a special relationship.
Yes, sir.
I've met Alvin like 4 or 5 times and I never got that treatment, man. Go ahead, man. That's awesome.
And I'm not joking. I'm being honest.
How many legs do I have to break? Okay.
Hey, well, then let's do this, Daniel. All right, he's gonna put you in his will. Why don't you put me in your will so then I get the stuff after that?
Well, I mean, I can't say that I broke my leg at Carter Finley, so I have to give you something. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
You're a living legend in your own right.
Oh, shit.
No, I've met Alvin too, probably about 3 or 4 times, and he is genuinely one of the nicest guys. So I get right where you're coming from with that. I mean, super nice dude.
When he asked me about the will, I mean, I was shocked and I was crying, and I said, "Mr. Battle," I said, "This is," and he said, Jimmy V always talked about love, and he said, we always appreciated that, and that's one thing I can say about him. And then the guys that I met at his birthday party, Mr. Myers and all them that came, it was truly an honor. And I said, yeah, they really do love each other. And he said, "I know you will hold the memorabilia that I have in highest regard." And I said, "Yes, sir." So I just thought that was pretty cool. Wanted to share.
That's an amazing story.
That's why, I will always be a Pack fans because of like Mr. Battle. And I just wanted to share that.
It got nothing to do with that's not made public or anything like that. You're saying it just because you're complimenting him and saying how awesome it is, but he's just doing that because he's just a good person to you, just kind to you, right? So you get a relationship there. That's really really awesome.
I think that's what makes NC State so special. Like we are a different breed of people and fans, and exactly right.
Exactly. Awesome.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was pretty neat, and just meeting him one time at the gym struck up a friendship, and we've seen a couple ball games at his house watching the basketball games. So I thought that'd be pretty neat to share.
Yeah, no, that is, Daniel. Thank you so much for sharing that. Well, again,
that's awesome.
Appreciate you tuning in, and also too. I mean, I guess I want to make sure. I mean, like, did you just come on to share a story? Do you have any questions, thoughts as well?
Just go Pack, and that was it. Just wanted to share that, how special it is to be a fan at NC State.
Man, that's what started, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you tuning in, and appreciate support, and go Pack, baby.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, y'all. With that,
we got in on that. Where are you
going from that? Awesome. That's a great story. I love it.
That was that was awesome. Well, first of all, I gotta say thank you so much to everybody who did tune in. I know that there was even a couple at some point that went in and out, and obviously too, unfortunately, with our account that we have here with StreamYard, it only allows so many people to be sitting. So I don't know if there were some people that were trying to get in that couldn't get in because we were already at the max of 10, which is an awesome problem to have, by the way.
That's really
I definitely
cool.
did not expect that. So make sure again, if you enjoyed it, if you want us to do this again, do two things for us. Hit that like button, and that'll let us know that you enjoyed it and want to do that more often. And also, secondly, we'd love to hear it, direct message us. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Again, at the end of the day, we're 5 state fans here, trying to, do something fun, do something different. So if you see things you like, if you see things that you want us to do more of, let us know directly. Always looking for feedback. But
hey, also share those positivity on Twitter with all the rest of our fans so we can get more of you guys on our show like that, man. That's really cool stuff.
Honestly, this is really fun, guys. I enjoy just being able to hear from you guys fans. So
it's definitely different than just reading a comment on a Twitter. Not that we don't like those, but you feel the passion and the emotion behind verbal words. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And I do got to add in that within half a second of me saying to send feedback, I got a message from Mary Ross saying, love the call in. So yeah, I love to hear that. Well, thank you all so much again for tuning in. We're definitely going to be doing a little bit more here of kind of the Tuffy Talk after dark here because we definitely have a couple things that we weren't able to get to here that we want to kind of discuss on. So make sure to stay tuned for that by, again, hitting that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and also do follow us Tuffy Talk now on Twitter or Instagram. But thank you all so much for tuning in here with us. We will see y'all soon. As always, go Pack, baby.
Bye, guys.